I always knew Blueface was pretty stupid. I'm gonna tell you why. Blueface is signed to Wack100 and managed by Wack100. Let me tell you how this works. When you sign to a label, they take at least half already. Then you're getting managed by the guy who owns the label. So of your 50% that you're getting, or less than 50%, he's still taking at least 20% of that too. It's double dipping. You get what I'm saying?
I look at his wife at the time like, excuse me, man, like, would you insist on your son signing this right here? Like, like if I was your son, would you recommend this? She was like, yeah, I would. And I signed at that time. That was like my confirmation.
No lawyer, no nothing.
No lawyer, no nothing.
Wack100 was supposed to be Blueface's manager and business partner, but instead, he's accused of quietly draining millions from him for years. So let's break down how one of hip-hop's most controversial managers allegedly pulled off one of the boldest industry finesses right in front of everyone. Wack100 is a longtime music manager and industry vet out of Los Angeles, known for handling controversial artists and constantly making headlines with his loud, no-filter personality. Born Cash Jones, Wack built his name in the streets before stepping into the music business. He's managed artists like The Game and Ray J, but his connection with Blueface may be his most profitable, most questionable move yet. On the other side, Blueface was just a young guy from LA who stumbled into rap fame almost by accident. Born Jonathan Porter, he was deep in street life when he unexpectedly went viral with Athosiana. At that moment, he had zero understanding of the music industry. No clue about contracts, paperwork, or business deals. He was literally just a street dude rapping off beat who somehow made it work. And that's exactly what made Blueface the perfect target. Here you've got a young and experienced artist who just went viral. No manager, no lawyer, no industry knowledge at all. Money coming in, but no idea how to protect it or structure real deals. That's when Wack100 swooped in. According to Blueface, Wack's daughter heard Athosiana and put her dad onto the song. Wack then slid into Blueface's DM trying to set up a meeting, but Blueface was hesitant. When you Google Wack100, it's nothing but controversy. Blueface even admitted he kept his distance because of Wack's reputation, saying, "When you Google him, people tell you about him. It's nothing but crazy." On top of that, Wack100 used to go by a hardcore street nickname back in the day, and Blueface has affiliated himself, so things already felt messy. Still, Wack didn't let up. He kept blowing Blueface's phone up, inviting him to his house. Blueface ignored the calls until one of his homies told him to at least hear Wack out. At the time, Blueface was doing everything solo, booking shows, shooting videos, handling his own moves. He even had interest from major labels like Atlantic and Empire, but he felt like corporate execs didn't understand his background. One moment really sealed that feeling when someone at Atlantic asked a question that made him realize they didn't get his world at all. Then one day, Blueface was chilling at the park in the hood when Wack100 started calling again, telling him to pull up. Blueface didn't want to go, so Wack sent a car for him. When Blueface arrived at Wack's mansion, he was instantly impressed. He said, "When you see somebody who got it, it's like, yeah, I like that." That was the point. Wack wanted to flash success and make Blueface believe he could reach that same level through him. And here's where it gets wild. Wack100 already had a contract printed and ready before they even had a real business conversation. Think about that, legal paperwork prepared in advance. That alone is a major red flag, but what really sealed it was the next move. Blueface looked at Wack's wife and asked, "If I was your son, would you want me to sign this?" And she said yes.
I look at his wife at the time like, excuse me, man, like, would you insist on your son signing this right here? Like, like if I was your son, would you recommend this? She was like, yeah, I would. And I signed at that time. That was like my confirmation.
No lawyer, no nothing.
No lawyer, no nothing.
Okay.
Based on that answer, Blueface signed the contract right there. No lawyer, no review period, no real understanding of what he was agreeing to. He trusted that a mother wouldn't lead him wrong. But this is where Wack100's finesse really comes into focus. The deal Blueface signed wasn't just a management contract. It was a record deal and a management deal combined. That means Wack gets paid twice from the same money. As the label, Wack takes 50% off the top of Blueface's music earnings. Then, as the manager, he takes another 20% of what's left. That's 70% of Blueface's income going straight to Wack100. DJ Academics broke this down on his stream and called it exactly what it is: double dipping.
I always knew Blueface was pretty stupid. I'll tell you why. Blueface is signed to Wack100 and managed by Wack100. Let me tell you how this works. When you sign to a label, they take at least half already. Then you're getting managed by the guy who owns the label. So of your 50% that you're getting, or less than 50%, he's still taking at least 20% of that too. It's double dipping. You get what I'm saying?
In a normal setup, you have a record deal or a management deal, not both with the same person. That's a clear conflict of interest. A manager is supposed to fight for the best deal for the artist, but how can he do that when he's also the one signing the checks? For comparison, most managers take 15-20%, and most record deals split profits 50-50 after recouping expenses. But Wack100 structured this deal so he wins from every angle while Blueface loses from all of them. And this wasn't a short-term arrangement. These contracts usually last multiple albums over several years. That means Wack has been collecting 70% of Blueface's earnings for years, and is still doing it. Fast forward to today, and the results speak for themselves. Blueface recently got out of jail and came home broke. Let that sink in. A rapper with multiple platinum records who was one of the biggest names in the game just a few years ago is now struggling financially. Even his crab restaurant venture isn't doing well. When you're only keeping 30% of your own money, building long-term wealth is nearly impossible. Most of that cash went straight into Wack100's pockets. There are even reports that Blueface is being forced to sell his house. This is exactly how predatory contracts destroy artists. While Wack100 lives in mansions and shows off wealth online, the artist who made the music is going broke. And the worst part? Blueface is still locked into the deal. Getting out would mean massive penalties or expensive legal battles he probably can't afford. Blueface was young, around 21 years old, fresh out of the streets with no business education. Wack100 took advantage of that and locked him into a deal that benefits Wack far more than the artist. And this isn't just about Blueface. This is a pattern in the music industry. Experienced businessmen preying on young, naive artists using flashy lifestyles, pressure tactics, and manipulation. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. A contract ready before negotiations, record and management deals combined, no time for legal review. Even using Wack's wife to validate the deal was psychological manipulation, making it feel like family advice when it wasn't. Industry knowledge matters. If Blueface had a lawyer or even basic understanding of contracts, this situation could have been avoided. From Wack100's side, he probably feels justified saying he helped Blueface level up. But taking 70% of someone's earnings, especially when they're doing the creative work, is excessive by any standard. That's not partnership. That's control, and once someone controls your career, your money, and your decisions, there's almost no escape. Blueface's options are limited. Renegotiate, which Wack has no reason to do. Break the contract, which could cost millions, or keep working and survive on 30%. Beyond the money, this hits motivation and mental health. Knowing most of your earnings go to someone else kills creativity. Other artists are watching this unfold, and it's becoming a warning sign across the industry. This isn't a manager-artist relationship, it's closer to owner and employee. Even most 360 deals don't take 70%. If this becomes normal, it sets a dangerous precedent. It also destroys trust. Blueface likely saw Wack as a mentor, only to realize later he was being used. And when artists can't build wealth, their families suffer too. The biggest lesson? Never sign a contract without a lawyer, no matter how much you trust someone. Real mentors don't take most of your earnings. Wack100's lifestyle created an illusion, but that wealth was built by taking huge cuts from artists. This goes beyond one bad deal. It's a systemic problem. Until artists are better educated and protected, stories like this will keep happening. Knowledge is power. Trust, but always verify. Think long term. Blueface's success made Wack100 rich, but the contract stopped Blueface from building lasting wealth. If his story saves other young artists from the same trap, at least something good can come from it. Final warning to any artist watching. Get a lawyer, understand your contracts, and never let pressure rush your decision. Your future depends on it.